Hi, I'm Muhammed Hamdan and this is Nightline, news making the headlines. Matriculation spot guaranteed for all SPM top scorers. And Gunting bus crash operating license of tour company suspended. Good morning. All students who obtain 10 A's and above in the Sijil Pelajaran Malaysia SPM exam will be guaranteed a place in any matriculation program, regardless of race or locality, starting this year. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, when announcing this, said the details would be disclosed by Education Minister Fadlina Siddiq on Monday.
Saya tidak mahu meneruskan ini sebagai isu kaum lagi. Cuma saya tekankan, jangan keputusan ini, keputusan yang berani. Jangan ini memberikan indication ataupun gambaran seolah-olah kita sudah selesaikan masalah keadilan dalam pendidikan.
Anwar said this in his speech when officiating the closing of the 2024 National Training Week in Bukit Jalil on Sunday. He revealed that the decision was made by the Cabinet last Friday to address the issue of fairness in education, to ensure that all top SPM achievers have the best opportunity to pursue higher learning and not overlook any group of students. However, the existing Bumiputra quota for the matriculation program would not be affected. The matriculation program, established in 1998, is a preparatory program for Bumiputra students to qualify them for undergraduate studies in science, technology and professional arts at local and international institutions of higher learning. Starting in 2005, the selection process for the program is done through a race-based quota system, where 90% are reserved for Bumiputra students and 10% for non-Bumiputra students. The operating license of the tour company linked to a deadly bus crash along kilometre 16.5 of Jalan Genting Bentong on Saturday has been suspended. Tourism, Arts and Culture Minister Datuk Seri Tiong King Sing said the suspension was pending the outcome of investigations into the accident. According to Tiong, the ministry had received complaints from passengers that the bus was noisy and the air conditioning was not working. Tiong added he was also told that the passengers came to Malaysia for a 6-day trip and had to change buses 3 times, indicating it was not well maintained. As such, the ministry has been instructed to conduct a thorough investigation into the tour agency to determine whether they have any subcontractors. Meanwhile, a special meeting between the ministry and the Transport Ministry would be held on Tuesday to discuss the incident. The two ministries would also discuss standard operating procedures relating to tour companies and buses, which come under the Transport Ministry via the Road Transport Department. Tiong said ministerial staff have been directed to come up with a preliminary report on the bus crash, adding that if there are findings of negligence, the company's tour license will be immediately revoked. Meanwhile, the driver of the tour bus involved in the accident has been remanded for 4 days. According to Bentong District Police Chief Superintendent Zaiha Muhammad Kaha, the 32-year-old driver was detained at the Bentong District Police Headquarters at around 10:30 p.m. on Saturday to assist in the investigation. It was reported that the bus driver did not have a driving license and had 27 previous summonses for various traffic offences. In the 10:40 a.m. incident on Saturday, 2 Chinese nationals were killed, while 19 others, including the driver, were injured when the bus landed on its side while travelling downhill. Now, police have identified 12 individuals, including the organizer of a protest rally that took place at the public car park in front of the Sri Perdana complex in Putrajaya on Saturday. Kuala Lumpur Police Chief Datuk Rusdi Muhammad Issa said they would all be called up to have their statements recorded soon. According to him, authorities have opened an investigation paper under Section 9(5) of the Peaceful Assembly Act. He added that the organizer did not obtain a permit to hold the rally as required under the Act, as no permission was granted by the landowner, Putrajaya Corporation. It was estimated that around 150 people joined the protests. However, no untoward incidents occurred. Moving on, police have initiated an investigation into a Facebook post linking the region of Johor Tunku Mahkota Ismail to a corruption case. Johor Police Chief Commissioner M. Kumar confirmed that authorities had received a report on the Facebook post, which was made at the Bandar Penawa Police Station in Kota Tinggi at 4:05 p.m. on Saturday. According to Kumar, the probe is being conducted by the Bukit Aman Criminal Investigation Department's Classified Crime Investigation Unit under the Sedition Act and Communications and Multimedia Act. He also reminded the public to be responsible social media users and not use the platform unlawfully. On Saturday, Johor Menteri Besar Dato' On Hafiz Ghazi was reported to have said that his administration would not tolerate any malicious attempt to tarnish the state monarchy's image. He also described the Facebook post as irresponsible, disrespectful and insolent, adding that the state government had filed a police report. The Facebook post alleged that Tunku Mahkota Ismail, popularly known as TMJ, had claimed a director of a division in the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission (MACC) requested a 20 million ringgit bribe from a foreign entity in January last year.
Bukan memecah belahkan bangsa Johor.
Barisan Nasional BN will continue to work with Pakatan Harapan PH in facing the 16th General Election or GE16. BN Chairman Datuk Seri Ahmad Zahid Hamidi, however, said that both BN and PH will contest using their own symbols in the election.
InsyaAllah dalam pilihan raya umum akan datang, kita jangan lagi. Kita tetap gunakan lambang Barisan Nasional. Ini bukan berarti kita mahu lari daripada kesepakatan kita dalam kerajaan perpaduan. Kita tidak akan pernah lagi.
He was speaking after opening the Maran AMNO Division Delegates meeting in Pekan Tajau, Pahang on Sunday. Despite BN's failure to form a government since the last general election, Ahmad Zahid said he's confident that the party will rise again in the 16th general election. Meanwhile, in a press conference, Ahmad Zahid announced that several names have been shortlisted as candidates for the Nenggiri by-election in Kelantan. He explained that the shortlisted candidates have met the party's criteria, which include electability, acceptability and being well-liked by voters from all parties. AMNO needs to adopt a new formula, taking into account various aspects, including the possible increase of young voters in the future. The party's Vice President, Datuk Seri Johari Abdul Ghani, said this step is crucial to ensure AMNO remains relevant not only among veteran voters, but across all segments of society.
Sekarang ni tiap-tiap tahun akan keluar pengundi-pengundi yang lepas SPM ni semua akan jadi pengundi. Jadi oleh sebab itu, kita nak pastikan bahawa AMNO ini sentiasa relevan bukan saja untuk golongan veteran tetapi juga untuk generasi-generasi baru yang akan datang ini. Dan perjuangan ini akan diteruskan untuk memastikan bagaimana kita boleh kuatkan balik AMNO ini dan kita dapat menyumbang kepada pembangunan negara.
Johari said this after officiating the AMNO Sepang Division Delegates meeting in Bandar Baru Salat Tinggi, Selangor. He added that with its 60 years of experience in leading the country's administration, AMNO is capable of achieving many things without burdening the people. Johari, who is also the Plantation and Commodities Minister, said AMNO needs to make adjustments in the current political landscape in order to strengthen the party's position. The 6 Bersatu members of Parliament who expressed support for Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim have responded to Dewan Rakyat Speaker Tan Sri Johari Abdul's request for a written explanation on their status as elected representatives. The request followed the opposition party's notice to the Speaker demanding that he declare the 6 seats vacant. One of the 6 lawmakers, Datuk Syed Abu Hussein Hafiz Syed Abdul Fasal, who is Bukit Gantang MP, said the explanatory letter was sent to make it easier for Johari to decide on the crisis that occurred. He added that in the letter, they insisted that Bersatu had removed their names from the party's membership list, causing them to become independent members in the Dewan Rakyat.
Mereka mengeluarkan arahan daripada MPT. Menulis surat kepada kami, bertanyakan tentang sokongan arahan tak boleh. Itu arahan yang dibuat selepas pindaan. Kami telah beri sokongan lebih awal. Maka arahan MPT ini seolah-olahnya menginayai dan memerangkap kami. Dari segi prinsip perlembagaan, hak sebagai seorang ahli parlimen, hak di dalam Dewan, kami tidak langsung bersalah dalam hal ini.
He also maintained that their expulsion from Bersatu does not comply with Article 49A(1) of the Federal Constitution, which clearly states that the right to vacate a seat is subject to a declaration made by the MPs to leave their parties themselves. The Sultan of Kedah, Al-Aminul Karim Sultan Salihuddin Sultan Badlisha hopes the development projects on Kedah's wish list will receive attention and immediate action from the federal government. Sultan Salihuddin said this is crucial for realising the state government's efforts to improve welfare and boost the economy, especially through fiscal incentives for maintaining paddy fields. Sultan Salihuddin in his royal address highlighted that Kedah's wish list of development projects has been presented by Menteri Besar Datuk Seri Muhammad Sanusi Matno to the Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim during the special Kedah State Development meeting on May 4th. The ruler also expressed appreciation to Anwar for his concern, especially regarding the 1,750 hardcore poor families in Kedah who urgently need assistance.
Beta disembah maklum bahawa sehingga ini ialah telah berjaya dikurangkan sebanyak 77% kepada 404 keluarga. Oleh itu, beta berharap wish list yang telah dibentangkan itu mendapat perhatian pihak kerajaan persekutuan.
Sultan Salihuddin said this at the awards and medals investiture ceremony in conjunction with his 82nd birthday celebration held at Istana Anak Bukit in Alostar on Sunday. He also expressed his hope that the federal government would approve the request for 200 million ringgit in fiscal incentives for the state government. Sultan Salihuddin emphasised that this incentive is a reciprocating mechanism, considering Kedah maintains 113,000 hectares of paddy fields that contribute 43% to the nation's rice self-sustainability. Meanwhile, Anwar headed the list of 238 recipients of state awards and medals in conjunction with Sultan Salihuddin's 82nd birthday celebration on Sunday. The Prime Minister was conferred the Darjah Seri Setia Sultan Salihuddin Kedah Yang Amat Dihormati, which carries the title of Datuk Seri Diraja. Also present at the investiture ceremony were the Sultanah of Kedah, Sultanah Maliha Tengku Arif, Raja Muda of Kedah Tengku Sarafuddin Badlisha Sultan Salihuddin, and Raja Puan Muda of Kedah Cik Puan Muda Zahida Muhammad Arif. Later, in a post on his X account, Anwar congratulated Sultan Salihuddin on the ruler's 82nd birthday. He also prayed for the Sultan of Kedah and the entire royal family to be blessed with the grace and guidance of Allah and to remain in good health, prosperity and sovereignty. Deadly car bombing strikes Yala. This and more from the foreign front when we return.
Terbaru ditonton.
Aku akan jadi lebih hebat pada hari Friday. Aku akan pastikan aku main kat sini.
Takkanlah buat cerita lah, jelah!
Khalid ke siapa ke datang sini lawan aku dulu.
Apa kau lek-lek apa kau? Sepak bola pun aku yang ajar tau.
Muat turun dan layan tonton sekarang. Semua favourite anda di sini.
Tahun yang lalu, kami berbasikal sejauh 40 lebih kilometer. Saya jatuh basikal. Tetapi yang saya selamatkan dulu bukan diri saya selamatkan Oyen dulu.
Mungkin satu hari nanti, dapur-dapur arang ni akan tinggal satu tugu. Macam untuk mengingatkan kat kampung ni penuh ada buah arang.
Stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Foreign news. French voters flocked to the polls on Sunday in the first round of a snap parliamentary election that could usher in the country's first far-right government since World War II, a potential sea change at the heart of the European Union. Polls opened at 8 a.m. local time and will close at 8 p.m. when the first exit polls for the night and seat projections for the decisive second round a week later are expected. President Emmanuel Macron previously stunned the country when he called the vote after his centrist alliance was crushed in European elections this month by Marine Le Pen's National Rally Party, RN. Opinion polls have suggested that the RN has a comfortable lead of 33 to 36% of the popular vote, with a hastily assembled left-wing coalition, the New Popular Front, in second place on 28 to 31%, and Macron's centrist alliance in third on 20 to 23%. In Thailand, at least one person was killed while 18 others were injured on Sunday after a bomb exploded in front of a police flat in the Banang Sata district of Yala. Police said the blast, which occurred at about 10:30 a.m. local time, caused significant damage to nearby residences and vehicles. It was reported that a homemade bomb was planted in a pickup truck that was parked near the police flat. Following the incident, a 45-year-old woman died due to severe burns, while the injured were taken to the hospital to receive treatment. Meanwhile, authorities have cordoned off the blast area in fear of further bombing, and an investigation is underway to track those responsible for the attack. The incident was the first car bomb explosion in the far south this year. In the Philippines, at least 5 people, including a 4-year-old child, were killed in a massive explosion at a Pyrotechnics warehouse in Zamboanga City. Authorities said 4 warehouse workers and the 4-year-old son of one of the staffers were among the deceased. The City Disaster Office has confirmed the death toll and said another 38 people had been injured in the incident, 8 of them seriously. The Saturday's blast radius extended more than 3,000 square meters, and it took firefighters more than 2 hours to bring the blaze under control. Authorities said an investigation to determine the cause of the explosion is underway, citing the pyrotechnics stored at the warehouse as the most probable origin of the fire. In Pakistan, at least 7 people were killed and 18 others injured on Sunday after a passenger bus overturned in the southern port city of Karachi. According to authorities, the overspeeding bus, which was carrying 41 passengers, overturned after hitting the roadside pavement in the Maripur suburb region of Karachi. It is understood that the accident was triggered when the trailer was making an illegal U-turn, causing the driver to lose control of the vehicle. The deceased included 4 children, 2 women and a man who belonged to the same family of the Bangoria Goth area and were going to the coastal areas for a picnic. Meanwhile, the trailer's driver had reportedly fled and raids have been carried out to arrest him. Switzerland outclassed Italy to reach last 8. Sports when we come back.
Muatan berlebihan ancam nyawa pengguna jalan raya.
Saya ni dah tahu dah berat ni. Bila dia pecah, pemandu tak sedar, aksiden.
Lori disita, pemandu masih berdegil.
Takkan macam ni banyak tuan. Ini lori dah sita dekat sini bang. Kita dah tak ada kerja bang, tentu.
Saksikan 999 Selasa jam 9 malam di TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Itulah kau, anak orang miskin.
Seorang remaja perempuan ditemui mati dengan kesan luka di seluruh badan dan tangan kiri putus.
Dia cakap dia tak sedar, macam masuk hantu.
Suspek nak pertahankan diri dia, ketikam bertalu-talu.
Sports now, football, the 2024 Euro. Switzerland dumped reigning champions Italy out of the tournament with a stunning 2-0 victory to reach the quarterfinals for the second time in their history. The Swiss breakthrough came in the 37th minute when Ruben Vargas's cutback pass found Remo Follner, who made no mistake and tapped home past Italian goalkeeper Gianluigi Donnarumma. Switzerland continued on the front foot and doubled their advantage within seconds of the restart as Vargas finished the job into the top right corner following a counter-attack. Italy's best chance of the game came in the 73rd minute when Gianluca Scamacca's poke shot from close range struck the woodwork before Niccolò Fagioli fired well over from distance. However, Switzerland's victory was never in danger as Italy could not overcome goalkeeper Jan Sommer. With the win, Murat Yakin's side will face either England or Slovakia in the quarterfinals on July 6th. Still on football, the 2024 Copa America, Lautaro Martinez struck twice in the second half to help Argentina's second string beat Peru 2-0 and finish top of Group A, knocking Peru out of the tournament. After a goalless first half, Inter Milan striker Martinez gave Argentina a 1-0 lead after finishing off a flowing move in the 47th minute, coolly chipping the ball over Peru keeper Pedro Hayesi. Argentina had a gilt-edged chance to score their second when they were awarded a penalty for handball in the 72nd minute, but Leandro Paredes smashed his spot kick off the post. Martinez, however, managed to extend their advantage as he chipped Hayesi again to the 87th minute for his second goal after some sloppy defending by Peru. With the results, Argentina will be joined in the knockout rounds by group runners-up Canada, who qualified for the last 8 after holding Chile to a goalless draw in the other Group A match. And on to tennis now. The 2024 Eastbourne International Taylor Fritz completed a hat-trick of titles as the American became the first 3-time men's singles champion in the tournament's history. The 26-year-old top seed defeated Australia's Max Purcell 6-4, 6-3 in the final of the Wimbledon warm-up event, a result that meant Fritz had not dropped a set all week at the tournament. Fritz served brilliantly and was aggressive in reaching the net throughout the title match, earning a decisive break at 5-4 in the opening set when Purcell coughed up a double fault under pressure. The California native then won 12 straight points to seize control of the second set, ultimately needing just 71 minutes to reclaim the crown he previously won in 2019 and 2022. His victory ensures he will move up to number 12 when next week's world rankings are released, overtaking Tommy Paul to become American number 1 once again. Lamborghini driver burns to death in car crash. The details after this short break.
Kali ini temanya cili. Kita ada daging bakar sambal Minang dan nasi ulam. Tengok daripada biru terus tukar warna oranye. Ketam rebus, masak cili berkrim. Saya tak percaya. Saya boleh buat cili, jadikan kek coklat dan cili. Rojak buah tahu tak? Cuma kali ini saya buat rojak buah orang kaya. Jangan lupa saksikan 5 Rencah 5 Rasa setiap Selasa 11.30 pagi hanya di TV3 dan stream juga melalui Tonton.
Itulah kau, anak orang miskin.
Seorang remaja perempuan ditemui mati dengan kesan luka di seluruh badan dan tangan kiri putus.
Dia pun dia cakap dia tak sedar, macam masuk hantu.
Suspek nak pertahankan diri dia, dia tikam. bertalu-talu.
Thanks for staying with us. Police has launched an investigation following online postings of several images allegedly linked to the investigation into the murder of autistic 6-year-old Zain Ryan Abdul Matin. Several photographs said to be related to the case went viral on Telegram since Saturday night. Selangor Police Chief Dato' Hussein Omar Han said an investigation into the matter is being carried out under the Official Secrets Act, the Penal Code and the Communications and Multimedia Act. In the meantime, social media users have been advised to delete any posts or comments that could lead to speculation or spread misinformation. He explained that sharing any content classified under the Official Secrets Act would not only jeopardize investigations, but also the ongoing court case, adding that stern legal action would be taken against anyone found to be sharing the images. The Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission has also requested social media platforms such as TikTok and Telegram to remove the content showing alleged leaks on the investigation. Earlier this month, images of information allegedly about the case were also circulated on social media, prompting the boy's family and the investigating officer to lodge reports over the matter. The parents of Zain Ryan have been charged with child neglect, to which they pleaded not guilty. A fiery crash that killed a Lamborghini driver near Bentung, Pahang on Sunday morning occurred after the man lost control of the wheel, causing the luxury sports car to skid and burst into flames. District Police Chief Superintendent Zaiha Muhammad Kahar said the victim was burned to death in the accident on the Kuala Lumpur-Karak highway at 9:30 a.m. According to Zaiham, the car was heading to Bentung from Kuala Lumpur when it skidded and overturned before catching fire on the left side of the highway. A 47-year-old female passenger in the burning car was rescued by passers-by. However, the driver, identified as 62-year-old Fung Sui Yan, was pinned to her seat. By the time firefighters arrived, the car had already been destroyed by the fire. The female victim, who suffered burns to her hands and legs, was rushed to Bentung Hospital for treatment and was reported to be in stable condition. The accident is being investigated under the Road Transport Act. And lastly, the Kota Baru Sessions Court has set August 11th for remention of the case of a tour agency manager charged with 7 firearm-related charges. Judge Zulkifli Abdullah set the date for case management and to review the status of the application of the accused, Hafizul Hawari, for the case to be transferred to the Sepang Sessions Court. Lawyer Nik Muhammad Faris Shazwan Zainuzaman, representing the accused, noted that the proceedings on Sunday were for the mention of the case and that the defence has yet to receive a decision on the transfer application. During the proceedings, he applied to transfer the case to the Sepang Sessions Court, citing that his client faces other charges in Selangor, including attempted murder. He further said that the accused is currently remanded at Sungai Buloh Prison and the defence is awaiting the transfer of the case to the Sepang Sessions Court in Selangor. Hafizul was previously charged with attempting to murder his wife and injuring the victim's bodyguard after he fired shots at the duo at KLIA on April 14th. As Nightline draws to a close this time around, let's take a look as folklore comes alive as dance and colour light up the Brazilian Boy Bamba Festival, an event celebrating the culture of the Amazon state in the city of Pyrotechnics. With that, I'm Hamdan. Thanks for tuning in and have a great week ahead.